and welcome to Edo's Catch Up, the only show. I'm Will.
And I'm Josh. Will's here.
Oh, my forehead.
Found him.
There it is.
In person. Actually, I'm here.
Yeah, you are here.
At your place.
At my
it's
house.
not surprising that you're here.
The thing that was surprising to me is that you don't have a party popper, because whenever there is like a New Year's or like celebration thing, and I know you're looking around my room, I don't have any either.
Yeah, I'm like...
Because,
I have them on my desk.
But that's the thing. You then bring them to my house.
That's true.
So in my mind, I was like, he's just going to have them.
Damn it.
You're just always prepared with the pop. There we go. There he is.
Close enough.
There's that pop out that mouth. Welcome to the New Year. That's what I call the New Year.
Nice. He's trying to get started because he's been in hospital all year.
Yeah. I'm pulling the cord.
Yeah, that's why all the content's been late this year.
Yeah. Just had to... I can't do it from a bed.
No.
And it was the different beds every day because I went in and out of that hospital.
Nearly every single day.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm out. And then at that night, you're like, I'm back in.
Look at this massive camera that I'm inside of.
Yeah.
I got a good dose of gastro.
Yeah, nice.
And also went to South Africa, apparently.
And then Irish
a little bit at the end. Like, it was a round trip. And it ended with me being in hospital. And it started on the 30th. In the night, I was like, I feel a little bit bad, but whatever. I sat through it in the night, felt terrible in the morning, went in, had like 6 hours in hospital, but it was in chairs and like given drips and stuff like that. And they're like, you should stay because you're terrible. But I also had been sitting in like a shit chair for 6 hours. So I'm like, I'm going home. It's fine. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. I'll be totally fine. I wasn't fine. So then I went back. I don't think I wasn't ambulance based that time, but I went back and that was New Year's Eve. So I was in for that. So I watched bits of the ABC broadcast from my bed. I watched Ballpark play, and as soon as they started playing It's Nice to Be Alive, genuinely I started like welling up and tearing up, but I had just gotten my temperature down below like 39, and as I was starting to cry, I started to sweat, and I'm like, I can't even feel sad. I can't have an emotion right now.
Oh man.
And then so I was in overnight, and then I went home because we were kind of, everything seemed like it was on the up and up.
Yep.
And then I was feeling terrible again, so I called the ambulance. Also, the New Year's one, I went... maybe in the New Year's I did go ambulance. I did go ambulance New Year's because
I think Mum messaged me about that one.
They came to suss me out and did all my checks and stuff, and they're like, sweet, we'll get you in the ambulance in a sec. Dad was feeling a little bit rough, so they were like, we'll do checks on him. And they went to do checks on him, and they're like, can you just stand up for a sec? And he stood up and fainted. So he took the bed, so I missed out on a bed.
Oh, in the ambulance?
Yeah.
So you had to sit in the ambulance
because
and your dad had to lay
fainted. So we both got hit. So that was fun. Then we both came home.
Man.
Thankfully, because Dad doesn't have as much wrong with him as me, he was on the well, but I had to go back in for another night, and so it sucked because I went in for a night, 2 nights actually in a row for this one, because I went in, was sitting on the bed, felt good. I'll try and avoid gross stuff because I know a lot of things trigger people.
Yep.
But I was sitting on the bed, hadn't done any of the outer bits that I had been doing, and everything seemed good, and the doctor was like, sweet, and I'm just going to sign your out papers. And I was just sitting there, and I'm like, this, and I literally said out loud, this sucks, and picked up a bag and just went, he was like, cool, all right, so we'll transfer you upstairs and you'll stay another night. I'm like, crap. I was so close.
It's so close.
And that's what the whole thing has felt like. The whole gastro thing has felt like, is just like, oh man, just go away.
Yeah.
Like,
so close.
Stop.
You felt so close to being okay.
Yeah. So that's been my first couple of days of the new year.
Yeah, like a week.
Yeah. But I'm feeling okay. We're going to Zara's 31st tonight.
Yes.
I'm hoping I can eat enough to enjoy the food. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't expect to finish meals. I feel like we're going to eat about the same amount.
Probably. Yeah.
of each meal.
Dad made me some like chuck in the oven like frozen Chinese stuff. We just had that for lunch today.
Mum made short
and that's
soup.
all I had. Short soup.
Yeah, like the little parcels in the soup and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, cool.
So we both had Chinese today.
There you go. Yeah. And when I was leaving, he's like, do you want anything else? Do you want a sandwich? And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
it's going to be like probably kind of nice food tonight, and I want to be hungry for it.
Totally.
So whenever I go to like a nice restaurant or a wedding, I'm never hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to go hungry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you go hungry for Christmas? How was your Christmas?
Oh, absolutely not. Too much food right up until like maybe 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Was just Christmas amounts of food every freaking day. It's been stupid. Like every meal has been so much food, and then like even New Year's morning, like my parents make a lot of food and stuff. Because we have some people stay over, and so we have like a big barbecue of sausages and like, you know, bacon and halloumi and all that stuff. Like, I love New Year's morning. It's so good.
Yeah.
But it's been so much food. I'm over it. So overeating. I don't even do it that much, but I do have some funny stories. I had one written down from like probably just after the last catch up we did.
Yeah, cool.
And I was like, that's a funny thing that I should say. And that was weeks ago. That was like over a month ago now.
Oh, exciting.
But I wrote, how have we never... it took me a while to remember what I was even freaking talking about. How have we never thought of something like as our ETTO intro?
Yeah.
ETTO's ketchup, the only sauce for your gaming sausage.
That's pretty good.
It's ketchup.
Yeah. It's the ketchup.
How have we never put the ketchup and sauce together? And it's a sauce for news.
For the news, I like it. I like it. It's the only show for sauce.
It took me a second because all I read was gaming sausage. I'm like, all right, what have I done?
Good.
What did I write?
Well done.
So there you
well
go.
done for getting that.
Yeah.
That's very good.
But the actual story is just a really funny one. I have brand new clothes. This is all fresh stuff.
Yeah.
Bought by my girlfriend now. She was like, I like your clothes, but
good.
We can do better. We can make you look like real handsome.
She gave you the Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
The clothes are good. They could be better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we went, and she's like, by the way, I'm paying for all of this.
Cool.
I'm like, oh man, that's a lot. So I was like, I'll buy my shoes, because there were skate shoes I wanted to buy. Yeah. And I have actually low top Vans.
Yeah, okay. A little bit
low
different.
Low tops instead of high tops.
There you go.
Crazy. So these are my new low top shoes. Eventually, when these are old, I will skate them, and then I can tear them up.
Yep.
Once I get
it's just like children.
Other ones.
You got to get them to a certain age, and then you can skate them up.
And then you can destroy them. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I went to the van store at our Westfield, and there was a guy in there who was helping us out for probably like 20-ish minutes or whatever.
Yep.
He was lovely, very nice. Then we went to I went to go buy them. And we'll partway through like all the process. I think I'd paid and everything, and it was boxing everything up.
Yep.
And it was like, by the way, did you go to such and such school?
Of course.
It was our school. And I'm like, yeah, I did. He's like, yeah, I thought I recognized you. So you must have graduated in like maybe the year before me, so 2016.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I did not.
Fuck.
I graduated in 2009. And he was like, oh, right, okay.
All right.
He's like, why would I know you then? Why do I?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was a teacher there from 2015 to 2017, and he's like, okay.
Good. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is freaking hilarious. And meanwhile, my girlfriend's just like pissing herself. Sort of so funny. And then he was like, also, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, good.
Like, oh my gosh.
That sounds about right.
And I just looked at her, and she was like, are you freaking serious?
Good. Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, yeah, obviously I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I've watched your stuff. I know your stuff. I'm like, fuck. What is happening?
Amazing.
Yeah. So he'd obviously recognized me from school and was like, you don't look old enough to be a teacher.
Yeah.
So surely you must have been a student.
Yeah.
So that was what he jumped to.
Good.
And then he's seen our stuff. So there
Exciting.
You go. Bizarre.
An ETTO fan in the wild.
Freaking bizarre. So yeah, she thought that was absolutely hilarious, which it was.
Cool.
It was very strange.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
What a lovely start to the year.
It was good. Funny thing.
I just want to quickly say also my Christmas, amazing food. My cousin's wife was on MasterChef, so she cooked us some good stuff.
Sick. Yeah.
To the point where she called it an entree, but we had it at 12, and then we had the main at 6.
Right.
So we had 2 meals.
So it was a lot of entree.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was very nice.
That's so good.
And then there was like salmon stuff, so then we had the salmon in the morning, and it was like, oh, did I take a photo of the salmon? It was like, when you have leftover salmon, which we don't because we don't really eat fish.
Yeah.
But you would generally just chuck it on a piece of bread, and that'd be it.
Yep.
The leftover salmon looked like that.
Oh, leftovers.
Yeah. So
Holy
the leftover stuff is
crap.
under there.
That's incredible.
So that was lovely.
Yeah.
But my
Jeez.
it was very good. A very good weekend of food, that one.
Yeah.
But my uncle, well, technically my cousin got a Frenchie, but it lives at my uncle's place. And we slept over Christmas night.
Yeah.
And I slept in the room next to the bathroom where the dog lives. Sleeps. And it's a Frenchie, so they can't breathe properly.
Oh.
And it was only like an hour worth of it, but laying in bed, I've never experienced this, actually, until I went to the hospital where there were just people screaming and punching walls. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, because have you been to a hospital since being an adult? Because last time I visited you in hospital...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did the thing, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah.
'Cause last time I visited you, I think you were still in the kids ward, but you were like older teenager.
Yeah.
Late teens.
So you've not got too much going on. But
Yeah. But yeah.
Adult
Especially in
wards.
emergency.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Emergency is awful.
Well, oh god, we're never going to the
Like
main part.
security guards and like getting called in. And...
The 3 days I went to our local one, there was a guy that was there every day. And apparently he had been there like for the last 2 weeks. And the screaming and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Frenchie was, the sound of that dog is genuinely like all the time.
Yep.
It sounds like a pig.
Yep.
And then because it was in its little enclosure, it was scratching. So laying in bed at like 1 a.m. a little bit. It was a fucking Demogorgon next door.
Yeah.
Just going, and it was like,
Jeez.
I don't like it.
That's so weird.
So just, it was a very intense sound.
Absolutely.
Especially in a bathroom as well, where there's a bit of reverb. It was just like, nah.
Yeah, that's not okay.
I love it.
That's intense.
And the dog's name's Luna.
Cute.
Yeah.
Luna.
It's a very cute
And then
dog.
my dogs have a new dog called Ellie.
There you go.
It's very sweet, but she follows you so close behind that you don't notice she's there.
And then you walk backwards?
Sometimes that's only happened once, but if you go outside, she's right there.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you come in and she doesn't get inside fast enough, and then you're like, where the hell's the dog? She's at the door. She's been out there for like 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
Happened this morning.
That's so...
Dad was like, don't tell mum.
I do it all the time.
So funny.
I leave her.
Ridiculous. Just insane.
Cute. Well, I'm glad we landed on dog stories and not anything that came out of me. Should we talk about things that came out of the news cycle?
We should. It's a short one.
It is.
Do you remember the store? Do you remember the store Sanity?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
The announcement of what's happening?
Vaguely. I only know that they're not.
Yes. Yeah. So they are closing their remaining 50 physical stores.
Yes.
By April. So got 3 months left. And Sanity, if you can even find them anymore, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're going to be gone.
Yeah.
So there's only one that I'm aware of. Do you know one here?
The MacArthur one. There's one in MacArthur.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I feel like I haven't been to MacArthur, or at least not for a long time.
Yeah.
There is one in like a small country town in Melbourne.
Yeah.
A bit down south.
It's totally, it's the MacArthur one, and then there's one that, like, on the way to Brisbane.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, they're there.
Yeah. They're just not at all where you would expect them to be.
No, it's always in the stopover shop. And you're like, why are you here?
Yeah. There was a random one in Foster one time that I went to, I think for around schoolies maybe?
Yeah.
And I went in, I was looking for... No, it was before schoolies. I was looking for Call of Duty World at War on the Wii.
Wow.
Because there was like no Call of Duties on anything. And my friend got Call of Duty on Wii. No Call of Duties on Wii.
Yeah.
And Wii.
Wii.
And we, I was looking in JB Hi-Fi's and Big W's and Kmart's and stuff. No one had it.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But my friend had got it, and it was free online. Like, it was paid online for everything else, but we didn't have an online paid service at the time.
Yep.
And so it was just free. And he was like, you should get it, and then we can play Call of Duty together.
Yeah.
And no one's on it, so we'll just play against each other. And I'm like, sweet. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And then in Foster, there was a Sanity, and they had it.
Good.
Insanity.
Good. Insanity.
Absolutely insanity. Bizarre,
How
crazy. But yeah, they are closing all of their stores, the remaining stores. company's owner, Ray ETTO. ETTO.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta is back.
There you go. Every time I look at it, it almost looks like a Liotta.
It does look a
like
little, yeah.
There's a lot of similar letters.
It does look like a dish.
So Ray Liotta, a dish,
Like served at a restaurant.
of course.
Yeah. Any.
That's right. Confirmed on Wednesday that the music business would operate online only beyond that time.
Yes. Okay.
Why are you still selling anything? Just give up. It's fine.
Yeah.
No one uses you.
No.
I don't get it. He said that diminishing physical content available to sell to customers had forced Sanity to close its bricks and mortar operations.
That's wrong.
Brick and mortar operations. Yeah. I didn't write it. It was something else. Who was it? Where'd I get it from?
Yeah, name and shame.
I
Bricks and
got rid of
mortar.
it anyway. It's fine.
You shamed them.
I got rid of the site that I got this from. They then go into some stats about the diminishing physical
interesting.
stuff.
Yeah.
So in 2010, vinyl and CD music sales were worth $367 million a year. I assume just in Australia.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very low if it's worldwide.
Yeah. I would assume it's just Australia because this is about Sanity, which is only Australian.
Yep.
So yeah, 367 million a year.
Yep.
In 2020, 480 million was generated through the sale of digital music. So it went digital from there.
Yeah,
So it's over what it was
physically
in 2010.
Yep.
While analog equivalents was 62 million
Wow.
in 2020.
Holy shit. I didn't think it was that.
Tiny.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that disparative.
Totally.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, over $300 million less in 10 years.
That's nuts.
Crazy. That's pretty much it.
That's wild.
That's that news.
I thought you were going to tell me that they were going to bring back like an online version, which I guess is a playlist of creating your own CD. Do you remember when they did that?
Oh yeah.
They had the machines.
It was
and
like
you
a
could,
mixtape.
Yeah, you
yeah.
could pick your own songs and it would
Interesting.
spit out a CD. I was like, are they going to do that online? But I
What
mean,
if they would? Yeah, but they said like there's still, there's a lot of people have orders with those stores that may not come out before then, but they're all still going to be
nice.
fulfilled because there's still an online Sanity store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. I wonder if they'll find New Life online, like somehow they'll have really good discounts and it'll just work for them.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
But
it's kind of like, it's almost not surprising because, well, it's not at all surprising.
No.
They're going, but it's kind of more surprising that there are still stores. There's still like 50 stores.
Enough to close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'd be news.
Yeah.
And not just like...
The last one's
There's
gone.
enough that they can just quietly disappear because no one knows they still exist anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that this popped up multiple times on my newsfeed on Facebook this week.
Poor old Sanity.
Bizarre.
Poor old Sanity.
There you go.
Insanity is that the black and white film genre of the Hammer horror era seems like it's going to be coming back.
Right. After... so we got Werewolf by Night.
Yep, and that's the only one. But Michael Giacchino now has another film coming.
Oh, he's bringing it back.
Yeah.
Exclusively just Giacchino.
Yeah, he's bringing it all on his own.
Excellent.
And this one is a big screen one, so this isn't a Disney Plus or something like this. This is actually coming to cinemas.
Giacchino directed Werewolf by Night.
That's
as
what he
well.
did.
If anyone was
if you
unaware,
didn't
why just by that
Right,
reference.
That's who he does.
He's doing another one.
He's doing another movie. This one is a big reboot of the 1954 sci-fi man-eating monster movie, Them!
Them.
Exclamation mark. Yeah. Like one of the OG
Interesting.
monster movies that everyone knows of.
Yes.
Cool. He's just doing a big reboot of that.
Sick.
Which is such a wild thing because obviously he did Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
And like did it amazingly. But it's also that was his first ever movie. Like he's done some like shorts for Star Trek and for Pixar and stuff like that.
Yes.
Which he really only did because he did the music. And they were like, well, you might as well do the one of them.
Yeah.
Because if you also don't know, Michael Giacchino does a lot of music in his spare time.
Yes.
Spare time. So he's gonna be front running this. Apparently, this is like a passion project. Like if he wanted to, if it wasn't a Marvel thing, this is the thing he's always wanted to make, which makes sense. It's like he has. It's basically his La La Land to Whiplash, where he actually always wanted to make La La Land. and no one wanted him to make it. So he made Whiplash, which was more viable because it was a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big musical.
Yeah.
That did really well. And then everyone's like, oh, now you can do the actual thing you wanted to do.
Oh, you've got what it takes.
Yeah, you can do, because everyone knows Whiplash and La La Land are the same film. It is a film about a man that wants to get into music and his partner that wants to be an actor. It's
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not that partner.
Keeps him back.
Yeah. It's the same movie. He made the same movie twice. Yeah. So the plot of the original, at least, is that a huge nest of irradiated ants are discovered in the New Mexico desert, and become a national threat when 2 young queen ants and their consorts escape to set up new nests. The national... it's so weird, this plot, because it doesn't mention humans once.
Right.
It's like, there's ants, and there's big ones, and then some of the ants leave. It's like, are there humans in this film? Is it just big ants?
It's just an ants documentary.
Yeah. There it is. The national search that ensues culminates in a battle in spillways and storm drains of Los Angeles. Cool.
Okay.
The quote from Mr. Gigeno is, what I love about them... Stupid. It's basically Nope.
Yeah.
What I love about them is exactly what it's called. Them. It's about the other, the unknown which one refuses or can't understand. The current version of Them is about immigration, and he plans to tell a story about the subject through a lens of this insane science fiction monster movie. So,
right.
Nope isn't a terrible thing, because it sounds like he is going to go with the genre, do similar things that Jordan Peele's kind of done with his movies.
Yeah, okay.
Where he's utilizing the formula, but it's actually telling possibly a deeper story, which is surprising, because when I read that he was going to do a Them movie, I'm like, oh, it'll just be a fun monster movie.
Yes.
But it sounds like he's going to try and branch out and put a little bit of depth into a Hammer horror retro film.
What were the ants in that again?
They were mutant. They weren't alien or anything.
Okay.
They were just irradiated ants.
So is Them the ants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's mutant ants. So it's not aliens, it's
No.
mutant ants.
Yeah. Mutant ants.
Vance.
There
you go.
Nice. I like it. Vance, that's what he'll recall it. He'll change the name. Now, the interesting thing I looked up as well, in terms of money for the original movie, the original film earned $2 million. Terrible. But back in 1954, not bad. Making it the 51st, fucking hell. Making it the year's 51st biggest earner.
Right.
Horribly worded. The 51st best roast film.
Yeah.
Weird thing is, made by Warner Brothers.
Oh.
And that was their best film that year. Was 51.
Wow.
The weird way that the film industry's changed. Like, imagining Warner Brothers releasing multiple movies as well. Like, they released a lot of movies. It's not like that was the only one. But one of their films did really well, and it still only hit 51.
Yeah, what year?
1954.
54. Right.
Because in my mind, Warner Brothers was one of the things.
Like the OGs. Yeah. For sure.
So you would think that their movies did well, but it was just a lot more independence, which is kind of why the monopoly of Disney and stuff is such a big deal. Because the big names weren't at the top of the list in film back then.
Yeah. I know our friend Peter was telling me about, there was some movie that someone wanted to make, and it ended up being kind of like either racist or something freaking weird, and it flopped. Yeah. But that destroyed the film production company that Charlie Chaplin started. That's the one that went under because of whatever this
Someone was a bit of a racist.
Yeah.
Shit.
And like that was probably a huge company at the time.
Yeah.
And then this person just went and destroyed it somehow. He just wanted to make some movie, and it flopped so hard that it destroyed the company.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin's company of all companies too.
Well, it's a good thing there's no racist in the film industry anymore.
Yeah.
There's no way that could happen again.
Nah, definitely not. Good times.
Welcome to the ad read. We have nothing to read.
Don't.
I spent 40 minutes trying to get some AI-generated ad reads out, but they just kept coming out normal.
It was like, so it's not funny.
Do you need socks and where to find them? We've got them here, and you can. And it's like we could do silly voices, but it's like if you actually read it, it's like here's really cool places to get socks. We'll sort your socks needs. I started with socks, by the way. That was the prompt. But I'm going to keep trying because I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But currently we don't. Do you have an ad
I wonder
read?
if you can do like funny ad read and then see what it comes up with.
Yeah, that voice.
Yeah.
No, whoa!
I don't, but I can probably I don't know, I can spruik something.
Spruik something.
Is AI generated stuff that a mate of mine talked about. So he said, Josh, have you ever tried the ChatGPT AI language model?
No, I haven't.
There you go.
My name's not Josh.
Yeah, he was asking me, that's why.
Fucking hell, damn.
He said, I heard about it a few weeks ago and began playing with it at work today to see how students could use it to cheat on assessments. And generated a very, very legit essay on Aboriginal spirituality in response to a real studies of religion question a teacher set as an assessment last year.
Sick.
Insane. And then, like, you probably wouldn't be able to
cite it.
Find
and stuff.
well, you couldn't find the plagiarizing either.
Yeah.
You could probably ask it to cite it. Because
That's totally what I meant. Yeah, they couldn't track anything.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to track it because it would probably generate new things every time.
Sick.
And he said, I also asked it to write a parody of the Foo Fighters song Best of You, and it wrote a full song with 2 verses, choruses, and a bridge called Worst of You.
Amazing.
Which is great.
Sick.
Yes. And so he did a whole bunch of other things with it, which is very cool. So ChatGPT, which I also looked at. I found. I think maybe Dolphin might have tagged me in a TikTok for this. And sorry, Dolphin, I know you've tagged me in a lot of things. It's been so freaking busy.
He doesn't exist when he's here.
No, definitely not. No, I barely even play the mobile games that I play when I'm home because I'm too busy.
Yeah.
A guy was talking about, I think it might have been this one, and he wrote like, write me a code chunk, like in C++ to do this particular thing.
Yep.
And it spat out this code chunk, and it had like all these notes down the bottom that's like, you have to import this library, you've got to do this particular thing, you have to put it here, all this sort of stuff to say like, this is the chunk that you need to do this thing that you did, but here's a bunch of like extra stuff you'll need to do to get it to work. So he like copied and pasted it, tried to get it to work without those notes, and he's like, it doesn't work. So he put the first thing in, like imported these libraries, it's like still doesn't work, and he's like, oh yeah, there's this extra note. Put that in, worked perfectly. So it's like even programmers aren't needed anymore.
Fuck.
It's insane.
It's learning too many languages. We gotta give it less.
That's right. It's terrifying. It's ridiculous.
That's scary.
I think that's the same thing. So yeah, ChatGPT. I need to play around with it a bit, but
that's sick. All right.
Wild.
Ad reads coming.
What did you use?
Oh, whatever was on the internet. I just went through a bunch of different ones that I didn't need to sign into.
Sure.
Because there was a lot of ones where it's like free, and it's like, is it?
Yeah.
Doesn't look it.
Yeah, it'll be like, you can do 10 of them.
Yeah.
And then you got to start paying us.
You get 6 prompts. It's like, okay, that's not free then.
Yeah, totally.
That's not it.
Freaking annoying. That's a trial.
That's a trial.
It should be a trial, not this is free.
Absolutely. Speaking of trials that have all run out because we have had to pay for Disney Plus now, things that we're excited about this year might be on them.
Could be.
On the things that we don't have trials for anymore.
Yeah.
There you go. What a fucking link. There's no button for this one, but maybe I'll put a little ditty right here.
Ditty.
There's a little ditty there. Welcome to the 2023 things that we're excited for. We're going to go through 2023 things that we're excited for.
Happiness.
Let's do it.
Imagine if that came up.
God, I hope that hits by July.
Why July?
I don't know. There's a lot of... I'm going to get to July.
All right. There you go.
After that, we'll see what happens.
Oh, man.
That's why I want happiness to hit.
We have 6 months to go.
There you go. There's enough of us.
Yeah, there's enough.
There's enough. Shall I kick us off? That was madness. Let's kick us off with the reason I made those jokes.
Yes.
Not the sadness, but what's happening in July. Starts in June. With the film that I'm most excited for, which is, of course, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, of course. Very good.
This comes out on the 30th of June. And I'm excited because I I mean, as I do with everything I've speculated, I have ideas for what's happening in it, but the trailer has given me so little that I don't actually know plot-wise. I don't know what happens in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was at the same place with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I want to watch. I haven't watched more than once.
Yeah.
And that was, it's one of those ones where I know it's bad now, but because I was basically it was basically my prequel movie, like of people your age growing up watching Star Wars. It's like you watch those movies and it's like, it's made for you, so you enjoyed it. So I remember liking Crystal Skull. I probably won't now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because I think I'm going to have all the same energy that I went into that movie now as an adult, knowing why I love Indiana Jones. Because as a kid, I just loved Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I know the bits that I like, and I know films more. And this is also being directed by James Mangold, who makes films.
Okay.
Like he's
Cool.
For You reference Logan is his thing.
Yep.
So
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Helpful.
As well as stuff like Ford versus Ferrari and a couple other really an actual filmmaker, which is exciting.
Yeah, sick.
Spielberg's around, but it's not his movie, which is will be interesting. It's the first non-Spielberg Indiana Jones.
Yeah, right. Cool.
So
he made Crystal Skull as well.
Yeah. Wouldn't think it.
Wrecked it.
Yeah. It's fucking George Lucas. So I'm very excited for that movie, and I'm excited to say goodbye to Indiana Jones as a character. I don't think he'll die, but I think that it'll be the last time we'll see him.
Yeah, okay.
But the reason that I say June, July is one of the movies you may have, so I'll burn past it, but June, July is nuts.
Okay.
It is nuts.
Yeah. I did write more than 5 just in case we have crossovers.
Yeah, sick. Well, I won't go into the first film we're going to talk about, but June kicks off with Spider-Verse, obviously, Spider-Verse 2.
Holy crap! I have that on my list.
There you go. But Spider-Verse is the first one. Then it's Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which is the sequel to Bumblebee.
Oh, good.
Yeah, with Haley Steinfeld. Like, it's an actual sequel.
Yes.
Still June, The Flash, and then Indiana Jones. So there's 4 films.
Like the Warner Brothers.
Yeah, The Flash. I'm so excited for that movie.
So intrigued.
Like,
are they still doing...
Everything's in it. Like,
right.
everything's
Michael
still
Keaton?
in it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have to. They structurally have to have Michael Keaton. Cause
so they're doing Flashpoint.
Yeah. The film is set in his universe.
Oh, is that how they're going to reset everything?
100%. Yeah,
nice.
It's like that's why I'm excited for it, because I think that there's a potential that it is actually. I think it's going to be a good movie.
I wonder if that means there's going to be like a bunch of reshoots or like
has to be
new shoots.
Yeah, new people.
I wonder if they're going to like. Do they know their people? Have they cast everybody?
They know. I think the only new thing that they are like 90% sure they have is a Superman.
Okay.
Which is a fairly younger Superman, but I don't know. There'll be a scene where Jason Momoa regenerates into Lobo.
Oh yeah,
just his face just pales. And,
that would be so good. That would be perfect for him too.
But he's doing it. He's doing it.
Oh, he's Lobo.
Yeah.
So that was announced.
Well, kind of. So I love this podcast. This is a thing
we haven't talked for a while.
I know. Part of the whole craziness of DC is there is like a 99% chance that Jason Momoa is finishing as Aquaman and becoming Lobo. That they're redoing everything Aquaman and he's just going to be Lobo instead.
Okay.
Because
sure.
He said in no fewer words that he's doing that.
Right.
So, and everyone else is getting recast in the league, so it makes sense that he wouldn't still be there.
Yeah.
So he's just going to go over there.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is the perfect.
That's cool.
Perfect casting, and they should have done it from the start.
Yeah. Which is very exciting.
My goodness. Cool.
But yeah, so that is a possible thing. That wasn't just a weird joke.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, the Flash movie I am actually kind of weirdly excited for, because as much as the Ezra Miller stuff is horrific.
Yep.
There's so many bad things about him, but it's so funny because throwing a chair at a person is enough.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah, stop.
And then it just kept going.
Yeah. Choking out that person, whether that was a joke or not, we still don't really know.
Helping someone hold a family hostage.
Yep.
So much.
And then whatever happened in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Was that too.
His GTA spell.
Heck, man.
I still liked his Flash. I don't want to see him ever again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him ever again.
Yeah.
Of course I don't want to see him ever again.
Yeah.
But I do want to see this movie because there's a lot of excitement about it, and I like Michael Keaton, and I like idea of it. So I hope it's good.
His Flash was good in the director's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much there, but
It's the most fun one.
We can't see
It's
him
almost
again.
the most Marvel one.
Yeah. Of course he was.
Yeah.
Of course he was. So that's June, 4 big movies. And then in July, we have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yep.
Oppenheimer, The Marvels.
I'm keen for Oppenheimer.
Absolutely.
Oppenheimer, whatever that. Yeah, that cast is just ridiculous. It's about the making of the nuclear bomb, right?
It is. It is, yeah. And this time, Fastos didn't do it. Or whichever fucking Eternal did it.
Right, yeah, okay, yes,
No,
that's right.
Yeah, no, he did Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever that was.
Stupid.
Yeah, what was after Oppenheimer?
The Marvels.
Yep. Cool.
And then Barbie. So again,
Nice.
8 huge films over June and July, which I'm
good.
very excited for. But my main one, of course, being Indie in
Yeah.
June. Mm-hmm. That's my first thing.
Nice. My movies, the ones that I've remembered, of course,
Yep.
they're just Marvel ones. Quantumania,
Yes.
very excited for that. When's that?
Yeah, I've got to double check because we might be in the same place. But Feb
Yes.
11th, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But that may be a middle of the week, which would not be correct.
Yeah.
It is Feb 16th. I won't be there. Damn.
Dang.
But very soon.
Yes.
Very, very soon.
Awesome. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3, of course. Yes. So those are my movies, but most of the ones you also read out, yes.
June,
absolutely.
July.
These were just the ones I remembered.
Yeah.
I only remember Marvel things.
You do.
Ever.
Movies.
But I'm like, what movies have I seen this year?
Yeah,
Other than Marvel,
every
but-
question you send us where it's like, what could you do to a movie? You're like, Iron Man 3.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, crap. I need to think of more movies.
You've got someone
seen more than this.
but you've
It's
got
true.
someone to pull to movies now.
It's true.
Like, you're going to see movies now.
It's true.
Because
It's
as
true.
much as they're into Marvel,
Yeah.
you need to see other
They're
things
into a
with
lot of
them.
other things too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They
you're
are
gonna-
weirdly like super into Barbie.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Well, there's a movie for them.
There you go. But like,
Oppenheimer.
but like, things in the Barbie movies that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, right.
Like, the Barbie movies are she is a virtual actress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Barbie and the Nutcracker
Yeah,
is Barbie being in a movie called The Nutcracker.
sick.
Like,
so that
they're
is
meta.
canonically inside the Barbie universe.
Yeah.
Sick.
So she's an actress. The movies are her being an actress,
it's
being the things that the movies are
it's
called.
Kingo's movies inside Eternals.
Yes.
Like he is an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's like this weird meta through line
Sick.
through most of the movies.
That's cool.
Bizarre. So now she's like, I want to watch these movies. I'm like, sure. Now that I know
Yeah.
that there's this weird meta through line.
Oh man,
Absolutely.
find the chronological run order.
Yes,
Watch through
totally.
them. Yeah, that's cool.
Brian David Gilbert should do the
Yeah.
the Barbie
Cinematic
timeline.
universe. Yeah.
Yeah, like he did for Zelda.
How
Speaking
cool.
of, Zelda's apparently this year. Maybe.
Surely.
A lot of these movies. Maybe.
Yeah, a lot of these things.
Yeah, these games, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking hell. Yeah.
Zelda.
Keen. So, yeah, that's probably my top at this stage. But coming before that is Atomic Heart, which was announced like years ago.
I think I had that there too. Yeah.
I'm so keen for whatever the hell
And
that is.
it's out in a month.
Is it?
It's out Feb. I'm just gonna keep saying Feb 11th.
Yeah.
For fun.
Sure, let's do it.
But yeah, I actually looked because I almost put it on and then didn't because I'm like it's so close. But yeah, it's like Feb 21st.
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
Feb 21st.
Sweet.
But yeah, oh god, it looks good.
It looked weird from the first trailer.
Yeah, I got
Is that the one with the weird, like, tentacly things
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like techno tentacles.
It's Russian.
Yeah, it's like
It's-
a Russian
yeah.
robot-y nuclear something.
Very excited. I'm getting a new PC for
Yes,
that.
yes.
because that thing.
Yeah, totally.
will
Did
look
you-
good.
Yeah.
I didn't
you-
end up going today, but
Okay.
I'll go during the week because I
Yeah,
just that. I booted up the only game that I've played this year. I've only been in my house for 2 days.
It's true.
Was Fortnite. I played my first match in the new Unreal thing, and I played one thing and was just like fucking stop motioning through it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not
Yeah,
playing
right.
anything else this year till I get a PC.
I'm now interested to know what my computer's going to do because I've only played Fortnite on low res, like the lowest res that you can get for a couple of years now.
Yep.
It's not great. It's like it looks like a short hike. You know how that movie,
Yeah,
A
good.
Short Hike,
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like it has a filter
Yeah.
that makes it pixelated?
Yeah.
That's how I play Fortnite.
You just called Zelda a movie. No, you called Zelda a game.
Oh, no,
correct?
what did I
and then
do?
you called Short Hike a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
all right.
slept until 1 p.m.
You did.
today.
Yeah. We've all
And I was meant to go out at 8.
It's okay. Welcome to the catch up.
It's been, far out.
Shall I? I'll crack another one off.
Yeah. Let's do some.
While we're on, no, we'll break it up a little bit.
Yep.
My next thing is a Marvel thing. Bring it back around to Loki season 2. I'm actually excited.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Because I think this is going to deliver on the premise. Like, I feel like the first season ran so far away from Loki and Mobius hanging out.
Yeah.
And I think this season's going to deliver on that a little bit more. I'm hoping that they...
We're now phase 5, right?
Yes.
We're about to start phase 5.
Yeah.
So phase 4 felt like set up for everything, and hopefully from now on...
It's just fun.
It's like good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for Loki season 2. The very small glimpses we've had inside other trailers have been very cool.
Yep.
Literally, there's basically a visualization of the initial piece of concept art that we got, which was Loki in front of like a 1970s theater. Remember that ages ago?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like the first thing we ever saw of it. There's a shot of him and Mobius in suits in front of a theater, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm looking for that. I want the time travel show with guys just having fun. And,
We want Doctor Who, but Loki.
Totally. So, Loki's surprisingly the one that I'm most excited for to come out this year. That's the show.
Nice.
But, I mean, speaking of it, Doctor Who as well is later this year.
Yes.
Excited to see what that is.
Yep. With that Disney money.
Yeah. We found out that technically the budget hasn't... Russell was like, just to comment a little bit.
Okay.
He was like, because I think someone must have directly been like, so you got that money? And he's like, it's more, but it's not, we're still making Doctor Who.
Sure.
We still don't quite have the money of a Disney Plus show. But
maybe they have to prove themselves first.
Yeah. I'm sure if this season with Shooty just like explodes, it'll just be like, here's the money.
Yeah.
Go for it. But yeah, excited to see what the 3 Tenet specials are.
Are they in Disney Plus? They're going to be in Disney Plus?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
So they'll launch their no televised version of Doctor Who anymore.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That is nuts.
First time since the show's existence.
Yeah. Like probably 60 years ago now or something.
Yeah. I think we got it 68 or something. So crazy times, but very excited for whatever Doctor Who does this year.
That's ridiculous.
Keep going.
Far out. I've only really got games because I just chuck these together. The new Assassin's Creed, Mirage.
That was one on there
very
too.
keen for that. They have said it's much shorter. Like just a 20-hour experience rather than 100 and something.
Give it to me.
So keen for that. And did they say that there was like all the Assassin's Creeds were this year or just that one?
I think there's that one and there's a mobile China one that's called like Jade or something.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think there's that. I think the current release cycle is a console and a mobile every year. Or every release.
Yeah, gotcha.
But
cool.
I think the Animus thing should release later this year though, which is the kind of hub to be able to get to Assassin's Creed experiences. So it's kind of going to be its own store, but it's like it's a place to exist to be able to get to different games and stuff. So,
sweet. Yeah, keen to check that out.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more, so I'll say one. You can jump in and then. And Hyperlight Breaker, which I only just recently discovered.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it. Was it announced at the Game Awards or something? Is that why I missed it?
No, I definitely didn't. I only saw it when we were listing what's coming up.
Yeah. So I saw that. Sequel to Hyperlight Drifter. And I played a bunch of that game on stream. I'd like to go back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I freaking love my pixel art. And apparently, this being a sequel, it's actually like 3D.
Yeah,
so they're now like improving and moving the tech forward with the sequel as well. So apparently it's like 3D, potentially also pixel art. I think there's a trailer, but I haven't looked at it all that much. But super keen for that. I love my pixel arty indies and stuff like that. So cool.
That's the one said that I'm glad you got one on there because I was trying to find the ones that actually it's not on here, but my game would be the Memories something of the lady riding on a bike taking photos around the place.
Right, yeah, okay, cool.
It's like Seasons.
Lake 2.
Season.
We got a bike now.
Lake 2 Seasons, I think is what it's called. But that would be
cool.
my game. Because my other thing is, I want to finish with that. Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Which they're just...
Yep, that's on my list.
They're like hammering that it's coming. Like every post from like PlayStation is like, just remember it's the same fucking photo every time, but they're like 2023, it's happening. It's like, is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's because Nintendo does the same thing with Zelda. Like, it puts up the trailer again, or it puts up a photo again. It's like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
I don't know, man.
Stop saying it. But, Insomniac seem confident as well.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, I don't think they delayed. Did they delay Mars?
No, none of them have been delayed. But
it must be pretty on it.
It's like, just that weird. It's the same with the fact that the Star Wars game's out in 2 months. It's like, we've seen nothing before 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, it is what we like. It's what they did with Guardians.
Yes.
But it's
Don't
also...
delay, just put it out. But it's like, I don't know.
It's different. I guess it's different with Guardians because we didn't know it existed. And it was like, oh, sick, it's out. Whereas these ones, it's like, are you coming?
Yeah. Because, it's like the thing where it's like, we know you're coming. You've told us when.
Yeah.
But really?
Are you sure? Whereas, Guardians was a treat. Where it's like, it's ready. Just enjoy.
And it was just a shock because we didn't know we were getting that game at all. Where it's like, we know the sequel to Zelda's coming out. We know the sequel to Spider-Man's coming out.
Yeah.
But when I would have thought 2024.
Yeah.
With everything else that's been happening with all the delays.
Yeah, but it's still coming.
We'll frickin' see.
It's still coming. I guess we'll see it A3. Maybe they'll just Guardians it. They'll be like, here it is. It's out in November.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Please.
But yeah, that's my Spider game.
Yes. The only one that I've got left, which I don't think has a release date yet, but of course I'm very keen, and it got announced so long ago and looks quite different now, but I'm still excited for it because it looks better now, is Skate Story.
Oh, yes.
That weird, like, weird kind of like almost, I don't know, very like geometric sort of 3D shapes,
chroma stuff.
Yeah, kind of weird. Super keen for that. So it's just a weird skate game. Very keen for whatever the hell that is.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just my thing. It's totally skating, and it's like weird indie.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah,
probably has a message, but I don't get it.
You should play that.
Yep.
And then straight after play Artful Escape, and then just tick the fucking boxes.
Oh my goodness.
And be done.
Yeah, I really need to. Need to get to Artful Escape.
Maybe just play it when you get back. It's 6 hours.
Yeah,
just sit down and play it.
Yeah. I need to make a
God
list.
of War.
Yes, I need to make a list of the games that I'm going to play and finish this year, on top of the games that are coming out this year that I also need to play.
Yeah, you got to make a selection.
Yeah.
Make
an order for them as well, maybe.
Yeah. Just get for God of War first.
Oh my gosh.
I got two more things actually. One that's not even written on there, but I remembered. One is I think I want to buy the PSVR 2.
Okay.
Like it just.
I know, yeah.
It's 4K. Like I want that.
It's a tough thing.
Like I know it's a literal grand. Like I know it's a literal grand.
Yeah.
But I was looking at I think there's a tech show happening in the US right now, and I'm watching people play it, and the thing that's made me want to buy it is a guy did like a pros and cons on it, and every con he said, I'm like, it's not a fucking con.
Yeah, right.
So it's made me go, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because like his cons were like, what was it? He was like, it's got all cable. And it's like, of course it's got a fucking cable. It's a 4K screen.
Yeah.
And like everything he listed was I own a Quest. It's basically I own a Quest, and this doesn't do that. It's like, yeah, but a Quest runs in 720p.
So low powered.
Totally. And I love my Quest.
Yeah.
And I brought it to Christmas, and my cousins played it, and I didn't touch it. I literally haven't played the Quest in 2 years, but my cousins have played it twice.
Yeah.
Because they played at Christmas, and I watched them.
Yeah, nice.
And that made me want to play. And then, and like it's coming at launch, it's going to have all the games I have on the Quest. So I'm just like, it's just, why not?
Yeah.
Fucking why not?
Yeah.
And like the fact that there's a Horizon game on there.
I'm going to have to come over and play it.
I know.
Because I don't know when or if or when I'm going to get that thing. I'll get it one day, but not at launch, but I need to play that Horizon thing.
Because you're lucky that you have never had time to play VR as much as I do.
Yes.
Because I'm such a fucking VR simp. You will be. Like, if you had time, you would be as much as me.
Yeah.
But because I've gotten a Quest, which is the easiest thing to use in the world, I've fallen into the VR. So it's just like, daily I look at EB and I'm like, and it's just there, and it is going to just be there. Now, consoles just, like, Sony boss was like, they're available.
Yeah,
we're good now.
We're out of the lack of consoles.
So I'm like, I'm gonna walk in and buy one. It's gonna, because I want to experience what that is.
Yeah.
Also, the thing that I don't think I ever picked up, of course, the controllers being like the dual sensors, the headset has haptics.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize the headset actually has haptics as well.
I've seen nothing about the PlayStation. Like, I don't even think I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, okay.
I watched some of the Horizon thing. Yeah. But, like, I know nothing about this thing.
Yeah.
I just know it's expensive. And
it's very expensive.
May not afford it. Maybe not this year, at least.
Yeah. When the guy was like, one of the pros is the headset has haptics, so that's when I was like, fuck, man.
That's intense.
That's cool.
You're getting shot in the head.
Totally. The whole thing just vibrates.
Yep.
So PSVR 2 is something I'm very excited for. And then the last thing is one of the last films that will probably come out this year.
Sorry, super quick. PSVR 2 is soon, isn't it?
It's out in like a week or two.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the first couple of months of this year.
Yeah. So that's the other reason I was like, oh, that's very close.
Yes.
I could feel it.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And your film?
My film that, it comes out 15th of December is Wonka. That's coming out this year.
I heard about this recently.
The Timothée Chalamet led Wonka origin film.
Right.
I'm actually excited for this. It's got pedigree behind it, and it's got the best kind of pedigree for this film.
Okay.
It's got Paul King, who directed the 2 Paddington films, which are like
cute.
Universally loved.
Yeah. I haven't seen them, but yeah.
Paddington 2 is, I believe, the highest rated film of all time, from memory. Yeah. It's
Paddington 2.
Correct.
What?
This is why I didn't know if you knew about Paddington, but the 2 films are considered like above in the film world. Like genuinely.
Bizarre.
So I'm glad you didn't know about that.
What the heck?
So I didn't realize he was directing this.
Yeah.
So it's bumped it in hype for me. That's why it ended up on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of origin story of him getting out there.
That's right. I forgot that was coming.
Yeah, very exciting. I feel like it's gonna kind of do a wonderful like whimsy of starting normal and ending in the world of Wonka in a really cool way. I feel like there'll be a lovely journey.
Yeah, cool.
I got very excited and then realized that you can edit IMDb and Wikipedia because there was a cast listing. Yeah. And I was like, I mean, maybe, but no.
Okay.
The cast member, and it's a very English film, it's got a bunch of pommy guys in it. It said Hugh Grant, and then below Hugh Grant, it said Oompa Loompa. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I was like, there is no way. I looked at everything else. There's no official. Someone had just had a little bit of fun.
That would be amazing.
But I got it was like Timothée Chalamet Wonka, and then Hugh Grant Oompa Loompas.
Every Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, like, I hope so.
Freaking heck.
I almost didn't say it just in case it was like a spoiler and it had gotten out that he is all the Oompa. But I'm like, that is such a like guttural shock that you would have in a cinema that they couldn't do that.
That would be gold. That would be so funny.
So that's my one. Lots of very cool movies. Lots of very cool games. Very excited to see what happens for the rest of the year.
Yeah, nice.
Shall we quickly cue each and then...
yeah, let's do it.
Let's... welcome to Cues from News. If you don't know what Cues from News are, this is podcast number 42. So
that's what it is.
Fuck, man. This is where we get cues from news.
There you go.
You can submit those in the Discord at the hashtag AskETTO channel in the Discord. To get to the Discord, you go Patreon. I'll talk to you about it at the end of the podcast.
We'll get there later.
Have you picked one?
I just saw one then, and I have a very quick answer, and we need a quick question and a quick answer.
Yeah.
From Dolphin Pants, who wrote most of these questions. Dolphin Pants asked if you had to erase one meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Let's chuck in some extras if we want, like dessert and stuff as
Brunch.
well. If we want to talk about those.
Yep.
Which one is getting the snap?
Breakfast.
Breakfast for sure.
Who fucking needs it?
Nah. I very rarely have breakfast.
Yep.
If I go to a cafe, it's probably more brunch.
Yep. Yep.
And basically then I probably won't have lunch.
Yes.
So it basically becomes lunch.
Yes. Yeah.
But lunch is great. Dinner's great. Need those.
Dessert's great.
Yep.
I can't wait to have whatever dessert we have tonight and then go and get a gelato as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I went out last night to I guess it's Italian. I got my two favorites. I got lamb shanks.
Yep.
And then sticky date pudding.
Sick.
With ice cream. Oh my god.
Sticky date pudding.
Sticky date pudding. It's so good.
And you get them together, right? You get them as a single meal.
Yeah. Like instead of like, you know, a lamb shank and potato, you get a lamb shank on ice cream.
Yeah.
And the lamb shank is actually sticky date pudding.
Yeah.
That is a way to make a dessert, actually.
That's pretty cool.
I just fell into that one. That's great.
All right, we got to do that as a segment at some point. Make our favorite meals into a dessert.
As a dessert.
Yeah, let's do that. That doesn't feel like something even like a food show stuff.
No.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is great. We're great.
We're really good at this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's also like get rid of the second question to really round this out. And it says, key change. How do I find my keys? And let me talk to you about a little thing I like to call it. Let me talk to you about this.
Talk to me about this.
It's a little thing I like to call the orbit key.
Ooh, nice.
Which I got from Zing. Because this one, if you look...
That's right.
If you look all the way in here, you guys won't, but it's got some Aurebesh in there, which is... from Star Wars.
Star Wars language.
There you go. You definitely can't see that.
Star Wars lang.
And it says, this is the way. But look at that. You'll never lose your keys.
There you go.
Look at that.
Got them all there.
It's so good.
On a keychain, though.
It's basically still a keychain.
Yeah.
Well, because you still got to do that. You still got your car keys, and you still got to get into Scoops Ahoy.
Is that That's sick. That's so good.
Which is very fun. But I just like, because I've also got the like flicky outy wallety one, and it's just like having this and then having a little wallet.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
The other way, the other like other answer,
a magnet.
if you then lose those, is a tile. Those tiles, you can get those digital tiles that you can just attach to stuff.
Yep.
And then like you can stick it on the back of your phone and all that sort of thing.
Child.
Yeah. And then
under the tongue.
Yeah, and I think you can connect that up to different devices, and so if you lose it, you can set off alarms, and that'll set off that particular tile's alarm or whatever, or maybe it's got a GPS, there's probably ones that do now.
Yeah, right.
All that sort of stuff. So I think they're literally called a tile.
Yeah. I think in my mind, because
it's like a little keychain.
Because it's got a fucking tile, I always put it as like an Apple thing, but it is just like a brand.
Generic, yeah. And I think they've got stickers and stuff now, like it's just to stick on the back of a phone so you can still put a case on it and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's a tile. There you go.
Key change. Sorted that.
Done.
Let's get out of here.
Done.
Whoa.
Hey.
I missed. I was fine, and then I hit your hand, and then it made that difficult. Do you have Rex?
I do. I got some Rex.
Sick.
I got a couple of movies and a couple of games.
Oh, games. As I said, no games. No, not playing games for a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of film, but I will start with TV.
A bunch of film.
I've started watching a little show called 1923, which is it's a prequel to Yellowstone, which is a grander story about like the American foundations, like cowboys and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Have you watched that?
No, and I never will, because I don't care about America.
Yes, good.
But what I do care about is Harrison Ford on a horse.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this advertised.
So this is on Paramount Plus. It's kind of led by Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren.
Yes.
Dame Helen Mirren. Sorry. she'll get me.
Don't come after
God. It's like I did a racial slur. Don't want anyone cancelling me.
Yeah. Stay woke.
Stay woke,
Mirren.
dames. Stay woke, Mirren is amazing. It's very good, and the thing is, I don't like to. It's gonna keep. There you go. Thank you.
Got it.
I don't like to watch a show purely for an actor. Like, I it's never going to get you through a show. Yeah. It's never going to work.
Yeah.
Like, if The Grey Man had terrible action, Ryan Gosling would not have been enough, because that was a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bad movie, but he was really good, and the action was really good, so we were fine.
Yes.
Whereas, this is really good without Harrison Ford. It's interesting because it is like a cowboy show, in a way. It's a lot of, like, land ownership and, like, wrangling stuff, and there's kind of a split story. There's three kind of plots going on. Harrison Ford is basically like the top of the crop, and he's got his land, and there's a lot of the smaller factions trying to take over it. And then from his family, his son is over in Africa shooting lions and stuff.
Yes.
And that story is so fun.
Cool.
Because the guy they've cast is basically a young Harrison Ford.
Right.
And so you're watching
But not Solo.
But not Solo. But that's the thing. Alden, great as Solo. Yep. This guy, great as Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Because
cool.
they've also, in the way that we kind of like with Stranger Things, they've painted each story in a different kind of genre.
Yep.
So the African Plain one feels like an old serial adventure.
Yep.
So the guy, whilst all this kind of almost gritty cowboy stuff's going on, there's an actual adventure happening. Like he is like Indiana Jones is the perfect version of what it is, because he is like a gruff hero that doesn't want shit, and then this blonde woman throws herself on him and all that. Yep. Like it so is that.
For sure.
And it's nice to go over there. And then there's a third story that's like obviously Native American kind of all that kind of stuff going on,
yep.
Which is going to thread hopefully by the end of it. So it's a prestige HBO Max Game of Thrones kind of thing.
Yeah, cool.
But with cowboys, and it's great. So 100% recommend it.
Nice.
3 eps have come out so far. It's out every Saturday. Mm-hmm. So it may end up on my shows of the year if nothing else come out. But, really fun. So that's
cool.
my first thing.
Very nice. I caught up on some stuff. I watched Pinocchio, the Del Toro one.
Yep.
I don't know how to say his first name.
Yeah, that's on there too,
yeah. So I finally watched it. Not a movie from this year.
No.
So it won't go on the list, but amazing.
Oh,
freaking stunning. So dark.
It's so sad.
So freaking sad from the moment it starts.
Yeah.
Man, the cast is great. Unreal.
Yep.
The fact that what's the name is the monkey. That was all that was
Kate
left.
Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett is the monkey.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much fun.
So good. And just stunning.
Gorgeous.
Like there's a half-hour doco on the behind the scenes. I haven't watched it yet.
It started to play a little bit afterwards.
Yep.
And it was like Del Toro with the giant head with tiny with like slightly bigger
Pinocchio.
Jiminy Cricket, I guess, giant Pinocchio head with little cricket, and then like smaller versions of the head and even smaller crickets and stuff, and that was all that played. It looks sick though.
I'm so excited. There's so many parts in that where I'm like, there's no way that this wasn't made in a computer.
Totally.
There's no possible way. So very excited to see behind the scenes.
Very good. And the other one I caught up on is Bullet Train.
Yes.
What a wild movie. So insane.
My movie, my movie of the year.
Yeah, I don't think I was expecting the amount of gore.
Yeah.
It's intense. But extremely enjoyable and such fun like cameos and casting just in general. Like just
oh god, it's so good.
People just popping out of nowhere seemingly for no reason. So fun.
Because I watched both Deadpools when I was in Melbourne.
Yeah.
When was the last time? Probably when they came out.
Yeah.
Because that's
I feel like the only time I've seen either Deadpool was at
the movies. Because that's totally the thing of like why the gore was intense. Because it's totally the level that director does.
Yeah.
It's been a long
same
time.
director.
Yeah.
Right.
As two.
Gotcha.
And the John Wick films as well.
Of course.
So
nice.
That man is on a. He was producer for a lot of things. He also produced Violent Night, which is obviously the same ilk.
Yeah.
But yeah, God, what a cool movie.
Yeah. Did he also do Nobody?
Yep.
His dad recently saw Nobody. It's such a dad film.
Oh, it's so good.
He's like recommending it to everyone.
Yeah, good.
To all the men that he knows.
I
need to watch it.
Yeah, that one's I love the genre that's being created there. Like it's a just whole new
ridiculous over the top gory action for men.
For men. Yeah. Like there's a new
for dads.
I can never remember what the vampire character is, but the Nick Cage vampire movie that's coming out is in that same ilk as well. There's a lot of it's hyper action. So,
right. Nice. It's not a Dracula, it's a different.
He is Dracula, but the protagonist is his underling, and that's the name of the movie. I can't remember what that is called.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
That's coming out this year too.
Draculini.
But speaking of Netflix movies, I watched Glass Onion.
Oh, nice. I do want to get into that.
It's pretty shit.
Cool.
I thought it was terrible.
It's funny because everyone's just like, Dave Bautista is the greatest wrestler turned actor in history.
I love him, but like, come on.
Yeah, it's like bizarre.
I wish I liked it more, but it just did nothing for me.
Interesting.
It wasn't a good mystery. I think is the biggest thing for me. Like
Sure.
and annoyingly it knows that. It's a very meta movie.
Right.
Like it is so not the movie that Knives Out was.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with genre flips between sequels, but this just like pivots hard in a way that I'm like, that's not it.
Is this the movie that they had teased last year? Because this was like Knives Out 2.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Knives Out.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Because I know it's like a Knives Out story or whatever.
Knives Out mystery. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, is this the one that they had...
the sequel?
Yeah, they had teased last year in the big...
Yeah, the boat one.
Yeah,
Where he's standing on the dock. And,
And they say something about Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah.
Right, yeah, cool. Because when it came out, I'm like, that seemed to sneak out, and it's not called Knives Out 2. Like, is there another one later
He didn't
this
even
year?
want it to say Knives Out. He wanted it to be just called Glass Onion.
Yeah, right.
So even that was a stretch. But yeah.
Sure.
I didn't love it, but I love Daniel Craig, and I like the character, so I'll watch the next one.
I liked him too. I have only heard that people hate him.
Really?
Because of his voice.
I've heard the opposite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just keep hearing people go, I hate that movie because Daniel Craig sounds like an idiot.
That's so funny.
It's like such a bad accent.
Yeah, and it's the best thing about the movie.
Yeah, I think it's so funny.
Yeah, the best thing is people have been tweeting like mysteries from other films, but writing it in the way he says it, and so you get to read it in his voice, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
It is so good. So
nice.
My pitch for the third film
is it like, do they write it like Rogue is written in
basically
X-Men comics?
Well, it's
and
all
stuff?
like this, and I think it's like Sugar. Oh, fuck, he has some great lines, and he is still so. And the thing is, because the film is funnier, he is, and so it helps his character so much. He is a fucking delight.
Cool.
But my pitch for the third one, and I will never let go of it, is that it should be the Knives Out characters and the Game Night characters in a single film.
Oh, that'd be
That's
fun.
what I want.
Yeah,
I want that. I want Jason Bateman in a Knives Out mystery.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great. Cool. I need to watch that movie again. I don't have any more movies. I have
no. I just got
games.
I just got a show.
Cool. All right. I'll jump in just super quick with my last two things. I started Tunic. Freaking love it. I knew I would, but it's so good, and I did not want to stop playing it the night that I did start playing it.
Yep.
It's just a... You know how we don't play Souls games, but we played... What was that one that basically is a Souls game?
The Surge.
The Surge. We played The Surge, and we were like, this is cool. And whenever we played it, we would like, you go off in a direction, and somehow it would loop you back to where you were, and it would unlock that.
Yeah.
That is this game.
Yeah.
But half the time, when it loops you back a secret way that you probably could have accessed the first time.
Oh, cheeky.
But you just didn't know it was there.
Cool.
It's crazy.
Does that make you want to seek out other paths as you're going?
Sometimes. Cool. So like, I keep finding all these like secret hidden areas because there will be places like behind a stair set in total darkness, and you go there.
Yeah.
And like, it looks like it's just a wall, but it's like it's just a shadow, just a black shadow, and you can go down and then interact with something and open a chest, and you can't even see your character down there. Because it's all one perspective, sort of orthographic view the whole time. It's gorgeous. It's so cool. I really, really like it, and I am gonna finish it. That's one of the other games. I have too many games that I am in the middle of right now, and it sucks. So they are the top of my list to just freaking finish those. I think once I get back, God of War will be first. And then this next game, which I'm not going to name yet. So a bit of a sizzle for a future catch up where I do actually tell you what I've been playing. But holy crap, it's all I've thought about since I started playing it. So I played Tunic, and then as a joke, I started playing this other game.
Exciting.
And I love it.
Yeah, wow.
It's bizarre. It is like, you'll know it. Everyone's known about it. And people have played it and stuff. But I love it so much. But it's all I want to play when I'm like having downtime. Cool. Like my parents are watching a movie. I'm like, wish you were not watching a movie. Totally. Like, I'm just like, I do not care about whatever you're watching.
Yeah.
I just want to play this freaking game. So I have set myself a dumb challenge.
Okay.
Of 100%ing this game. Like,
good.
Essentially, because I'm playing it on Xbox, because that's all I've got here.
Yeah.
Getting all the achievements. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Basically,
that sucks. It sucks that you're 100%ing it on an Xbox.
Yeah, it is. It is. But once I do that, I will come forward and be like, this is the game that I've been addicted to and have now 100% it. And I've looked through some of the challenges. Some of them I'll have to go back to previous levels and redo in certain ways and stuff. But I've started, now that I'm aware of those challenges, I'm going forward with those challenges in mind to complete those levels in that certain way to make it faster. But it's so good.
Oh, exciting.
It's dumb, but it's so good.
How interesting.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to
keen to see what that
getting
is.
back to Melbourne and having my TV to myself to just be able to sit down and play like 7 hours after work of that game until I go to bed.
Wow.
And it's just the dumbest game.
I'm excited to know
Real
what that
dumb.
is.
Yeah. So very keen.
Cool.
We'll get to it.
Well, the last thing I have been watching, and I've watched 2 eps so far. There's 10 out. It came out last year.
Yep.
And it's my first ever Star Trek. I'm finally watching New Worlds.
Nice.
The Anson Mount led one.
Okay.
It's super fun.
Cool.
Like it is what I was hoping from all the trailers. It is super linear, super like adventure of the week.
Yeah, okay, cool. Nice.
It feels like what I've seen episodes of the 60s show over time. Yeah. But it feels like that, but modern in a really cool way. Like to the point where it like, even the way the episodes wrap up feels retro. Like they all end up in a room talking, and it's like, it's fucking sick.
Like a debrief.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is obviously having a bridge helps that.
That's true.
But it totally really feels like just an old show. Yeah, just a bridge.
Over a river.
They all stay. For some reason, I mean, it's space. I imagine the gravity keeps them that end, so there's 2 people like just directly outwards.
Perfect. Love it.
But yeah, super fun. Wild to me that they cast Anson Mount as Black Bolt because the man is so charismatic.
Yeah,
like
right.
stupidly charismatic.
That is very funny.
Like,
I didn't know who Anson Mount was.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Like the whole time, he is such a, and he's playing. I don't know Star Trek people, but he's playing the captain before Kirk, basically.
Sure.
But he is a Kirk type.
Yeah.
Like that role is always a little bit.
Captain Schweppes.
Captain Schweppes.
Yeah.
That's right. This is he is the Indian tonic water.
Nice.
I tried to think of one of them, and I went with that. Yeah, super fun and visually really really cool. So I'm excited to enjoy Star Trek.
Cool.
I will like the whole time I'm watching it though. I'm like, I'm never watching anything but this.
No, yeah.
I'm never watching you. BMAC, Milk, Joshy. Good fucking luck. I'm not gonna watch anything you recommend because this is very good.
Yeah.
And I just don't need anything else.
Fair. I heard pretty good things about the first Netflix series. I think it was a Netflix
Discoveries. I did watch a or 2 of that.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But
and I kind of want to watch. There's an animated like Below Deck or whatever.
Yes, with Jack Quaid is one of the
right
main guy. In
yeah,
it.
cool.
Yeah,
I feel like I heard pretty good like fun things. I feel like that would be a fun romp.
Yeah.
Of a series, probably like an adult animated.
It's totally
thing.
Rick and
like
Morty
a Rick and
era.
Morty-esque. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fair enough.
I'm good with this one.
Yeah, good.
So, but I'm glad to have it. So it's also wild to, especially Star Trek, which is getting bigger because there are just so many concurrent shows at the moment.
Yeah.
Like wild to watch this show and just like sit in it and be like, I know there's other things that I'm not picking up on. Like it's like watching Marvel and stuff. It's like it's wild to watch this show and know that there's other stuff that I'm not understanding, but I'm like,
this to you is me to Star Wars shows.
Yeah. Where there's so many little details that are probably exciting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
like
care.
You and Ben are just like, oh my gosh, it's this character and they brought them in from the book.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like,
who cares?
Sure.
The show's cool.
This show's fun. Whatever. Like,
so that's really cool to watch.
That's cool. And you barely have. You don't have people to sit next to to fill you in on this extra information like I have in the past.
Totally, yeah.
That's
and
funny.
it's quite nice. It's quite nice just sitting in silence and being like, yeah, okay, this is the show.
Cool.
And the theme is fucking awesome. The theme, again, in not touching other Star Trek, I don't know if it's the norm, but it is. It starts like the original theme and then it like blossoms into its own thing, and the whole time the original theme's kind of under it.
Yes,
and it's like that's fucking cool. That's such a Will theme.
Nice.
So
good.
Strange New Worlds, very cool.
Cool.
And so is this podcast.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's all right. If you want to,
this is. I just want to say this has felt like the most just us talking.
Totally, like, which is weird because it's a podcast.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what it started out being. Like, you know, we'd be away from each other and we're just catching up every week.
Yeah.
But this has honestly just felt like us just chatting and it's been like, oh yeah, this is this thing we watched.
That's still over there.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
still good,
I like it.
Yeah, that was nice.
Good stuff.
If you want more of this, let us know. If you want us to shut the fuck up, also let us know.
Yeah. And just don't listen anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't have to.
But please give us money. Even if you don't listen, head to patreon.com/each to their own. $3 can get you a super secret Discord. I'm still recovering from being in hospital.
It certainly is, yeah.
If you want to give us that money, please do.
Please do.
And if you don't.
That's fine too.
If you've enjoyed looking at our faces, hit that subscribe button down there. But if you haven't been able to see us, you head to YouTube. Go, fucking hell! Do you want to do it?
YouTube.com/each to their own. You can watch this. You can watch a whole bunch of stuff. You can watch all of our top 10s of the year, top 5s, top everythings of 2022. You can check those out. I like that we're like, give us money, but I just remembered that we used to be like, look after yourself first, and we're really nice about it. And now we're not.
No, well, I want to buy a PSVR 2 this year.
That's true.
Coming up later this week is the best games of the year.
Yes.
Which Ben has changed his entire list since we filmed it.
He has.
Fuck you, Ben. We haven't played any new games because we're adults.
That's right. We've got things to do.
Yeah.
We've got hospitals to be in.
Geysers to see.
That's right. I did see a geyser.
Weird. That one, and also ranking the MCU. Very exciting.
Yes.
We've got to go eat some food that we don't know if we'll be able to stomach.
That's right.
And also get
it's
some
nearly time to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's time to go. Until the next time, I have been Will.
I have been Josh.
And he'll be not here next time.
Nah, I'll see you in Melbourne.
Bye.
Bye.